And when something important unexpectedly goes wrong and you get that feeling, the very a sinking feeling from your stomach, and when you feel sorry for yourself, and honestly, you just want to go back to bed and sleep again. Maybe the best thing and the simplest thing and the most certain thing that we can do and the most effective ways to turn such a day or to turn such a moment into something more positive and better is to turn our focus to being grateful, to turn our focus to give thanks, to turn our focus on gratitude. And to start with, I would like to give thanks to my team tonight, who will be whom I'm so grateful that despite the circumstances that we are facing right now, are still be able to come and be available in this meeting. And to start with, I would like to introduce, trying to look that. Hold on. Okay. Is there any volunteer to be a joke master? Toastmaster Wesley, Toastmaster Sherwin, do you want to volunteer as a joke master before we start the...
Toastmaster Sherwin, do the honor.
Okay.
Toastmaster listening.
Toastmaster
Then
Sherwin.
let's hear from Toastmaster Sherwin as our joke master.
Yay!
Please give a big round of applause. Direct from Bahrain, from Oman.
What a big jerk. Hi. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Madam
Good evening.
Toastmaster of the evening, TM Gina. Thank you for that appointment, and thank you, Wesley, for backing that up. Well, I don't have a joke right now, but maybe what I can do for you guys is share my experience as a Toastmaster here in Oman, because when I got here, the first club I looked for was a Toastmasters club. Now, being a college instructor here in the Sharqiya region, which is an hour away from the capital city, Muscat, one thing I can tell you guys is that in Oman, Toastmasters is not as popular as in Saudi Arabia. The moment I proposed a Toastmasters club to my boss, it was like I had to explain from scratch what a Toastmasters is. But 2 years ago, I was able to start a club of our own here in my city. This is the only club here in our city. At least I did not have, I don't have to go to Muscat anymore, because, the first time I got here, it was, difficult because I had to travel an hour to get to Muscat to attend a Toastmasters club. Now, funny thing though, is like, I would go from one company to another, from one institute to another, from one college to another, just so I could introduce Toastmasters Club. And one of the funny feedbacks that I got is that they think that Toastmasters Club is some kind of an Illuminati or a secret organization where where we do something secret, and they kind of say no to it automatically when I say that this is a network of people from all over the world doing something together. And it's really still difficult to, to convince them that we are not Illuminatis, that we are not a secret organization. In fact, we are an international organization. And I think I told you it's not a joke. So I'm just sharing the experience. So also, I guess Thank you, Wesley. I don't know where this is going. So I guess I'm just really happy to see you all guys tonight. And I'll just give it back to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Madam Gina.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sherwin. That was may I say, funny? Okay. Let's give him a big round of applause. Now I would like to introduce my team for tonight. Starting with our, hold on. Starting with our counter. Our counter for tonight.
4 to 6 is best.
Sorry po. Nawawala. So, our counter for tonight, she said that she is so thankful about the very solid things in her everyday life. And it is the greatest reminder for her to treasure everything that she has. She is so thankful for a good health and thankful for having 4 kids, having a good partner, a husband and a friend, and she is so blessed with a family who loves and support her. She cannot imagine going through life without them. As she said, she doesn't always have they don't always agree on everything, but they always love and support each other. Please help me welcome our counter for tonight, Toastmaster Johanna de la Peña, to explain her role as a counter.
And evaluate others.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the evening. Saan na ba ako? Hello, Toastmaster friends and guests. My role as a counter is to count the number of unnecessary sound or repetitive words used when you are speaking. Example, ear, you know, I mean, the counting. These are the figures and sounds affect your effectiveness delivering your speech. I will be back to present my report to you. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Johanna. Actually, the reception is not that good. It's cutting from my side. Anyway, let me call upon our grammarian for tonight. Our grammarian for tonight is an artist and a design instructor, and he is so grateful to be a certified YouTuber. Please help me welcome our grammarian for tonight, Toastmaster Alimuddin Kamama.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Mr. and Madam Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any misuses of the English language, as well as any outstanding uses, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. Back to you, TM Gina.
Thank you, Mr. Grammarian, Toastmaster Alimuddin. And now, please help me welcome our timer for tonight. He said that he is so thankful to our God because of his healthy body and mind. Please help me welcome our timer for tonight, Toastmaster Danny Abenes.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests, I am your timer tonight. My role is to keep track of the time for table topic speakers, prepared speakers, and evaluators. We have two prepared speakers tonight, and they will time within 4 minutes to 6 minutes. When they will consume the 4 minutes time, I will raise the green color. Did you see the green color? Green light?
Yes.
Okay. 5 minutes, I will raise the yellow color, and 6 minutes, I will raise the red color. So, in order that they will eligible for this speaker, they will consume 4 minutes minimum and 6 minutes 30 seconds maximum. On the table topic speaker, they will consume 1 minute up to 2 minutes. Within 1 minute, I will raise the yellow. 1.5 minutes, I will raise the red. 1 minute, I will raise the green. 1.5 minutes, I will raise the yellow. And 2 minutes, I will raise the red light. They will consume 1 minute and minimum of 1 minute and maximum of 2 minutes and 30 seconds for the eligibility of table topic speakers. And of course, on the evaluators, they will speak within the time frame of 2 minutes and minimum of 2 minutes and maximum of 2 minutes, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I will raise the yellow light within 2 minutes. Then I will raise I will raise the green light within 2 minutes. And then I will raise the yellow light within 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And I will raise the red light 3 minutes. And for their eligibility, maximum of 2 minutes and 30 seconds, they will speak for the evaluators. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Mr. Timer. May I call again our grammarian for tonight, Mr. Ali? Could you please introduce the word of the night? Toastmaster Ali?
Yes, wait. Okay. Our word of the night, ebullient. The meaning of this is in adjectives, exuberant, full of energy, cheerfulness, and excitement. Example, every Toastmasters meeting is ebullient. She sounded ebullient and happy. quotation, we must find time to stop and thank the people who make a difference in our lives, by John F. Kennedy. Back to you, Ma'am Gina.
Thank you, Mr. Grammarian. Toastmaster Ali, may we call upon our general evaluator for tonight? Our general evaluator for tonight is a very generous person. As you can see in her Facebook postings, always she never failed to thank any company, any individual, any person, any group who has done a lot during these very challenging times. Because she believed that she finds joy in giving than receiving. Please help me welcome our very generous General Evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Maria Teresa Villanueva.
Good evening to our ebullient KaMFi members and distinguished guests. Thank you very
Good
much,
evening.
Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Gina. I will be your ebullient general evaluator for tonight. And as such, I will observe everything that had happened before, during, and before the end of this meeting, when I am called upon by the Toastmaster of the evening to give my reports, I will give my commendation as well as the recommendation for tonight's meeting. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Gina Casino Hill.
Thank you very much, Distinguished Toastmaster Tess Villanueva. And let me introduce to you our first evaluator. He said that he is so thankful for being a Toastmaster for 8 years now. Our first evaluator is a very, what can you say? The one thing that I remember about our first evaluator was he was given the highest award as being the President Distinguished Division G Director. Please help me welcome Distinguished Toastmaster Ramses Dungog.
Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters. Tonight, I will be your first evaluator for our first speaker, my fellow ebullient Toastmaster Benifer Consolacion. Tonight, Toastmaster Benifer, we're going to deliver his icebreaker speech in pathways. So tonight, we're going to learn more about our first speaker and to learn the basic of structures of a public speech. So we're looking forward for your speech in this new pathways in Toastmaster. So once again, nice to see you, my fellow Toastmaster in Division G in District 104 right now. I look forward for meetings with you. And back to our Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Gina
Casino.
Casino.
Thank you very much, Distinguished Toastmaster Ramses. Before I call the second evaluator, may we acknowledge the presence of Toastmaster Cheryl, Toastmaster Arthur, and Toastmaster who just came in.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Please give them a big round of applause. And our second evaluator is a very generous, very compassionate, very kind person. And despite this being so workaholic, God has given him an excellent help, which he is so thankful for. Please help me welcome our second evaluator, Toastmaster Danilo Abenes.
Oh, it's
No.
uh,
We don't have the second speaker, Toastmaster Gina. So
Toastmaster Mark is not here, huh?
yes.
Okay, so we will proceed with the third evaluator. Our third evaluator, he said that he is so thankful because he has reached this age in his life, and he is so thankful that for the people around him who cares and give encouragement to him. Please help me welcome our third evaluator, or I may say second evaluator because the second speaker is not here. So please help me welcome distinguished Toastmaster Glenn Sibag.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the evening. Fellow Toastmasters, good evening. I have the honor to evaluate our second speaker, Toastmaster Jasmine Consolacion, for her icebreaker in Pathways. And of course, as icebreaker, she has to begin speaking before an audience, and she has to discover the speaking skills she already have and skills that needs an attention. I do believe that we would be enjoying hearing the speech of our Toastmaster Jasmine for her icebreaker. And we are really very excited to hear the speech from Toastmaster Jasmine. Back to you, Toastmaster Gina.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Glenn Sibag. And now, let's start the ball rolling by calling our first speaker. Hold on. Our first speaker, prepared speaker, is so grateful for his family and for the people that surrounded him to deliver his speech project under Toastmaster Ben Consolacion with a speech title, Time. Please give him a big round of applause, Toastmaster Ben Consolacion.
You know this? This is a pencil. In my life, I cannot even remember a time that my parents taught me how to write or even identify the letters in alphabet. Not because my parents doesn't have love me, but because they're too busy that for us to survive for a living. My father was a policeman, and my mother was a full-time businesswoman who tried to manage all the finances at all means. Friends, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening and salam alaikum.
Good evening.
Good evening. Yes, my parents did teach me to write, but they have taught me to write in the hearts of others in order to be remembered. They didn't teach me to identify the letters in the alphabet, but they have taught me to identify true persons whom I can trust. I'm the youngest of 4 brothers. I'm very much close to my parents. I still remember, till 12 years old, I still sleep beside my parents. I love them very much. I keep on telling my dreams in life, my plans, my ambitions. I told them that I want to become a lawyer. Not only a lawyer, but become a certified public accountant too. That's why during my school days, I really studied a lot to achieve my dreams, to make my parents proud of me. And I keep on telling them that one of my dreams in life is to travel around the world with them. And I keep on telling this and keep that promise. College day came, I took accountancy. But before graduating, I got married accidentally, but need to face the reality. And I was very firm on my decision and stood by the responsibility. Even me and my wife got married at a young age. We were able to finish our studies. We pushed through and were able to graduate. I passed the CPA licensure examination, and during that time, I already have 2 kids. Every time I spoke to my mother, she cried. She knew that being a father at young age, it's very hard. And I still keep on telling them that I will achieve my dreams and become a lawyer and to travel the world around them. But reality have beaten me. Even though I already started working in the Philippines, I need to decide and to move and to look for better future and greener pasture to my life. That's why I decided to come to Saudi. It was really a quite hard decision. One of the disadvantages working abroad and from far from your family is that you cannot be with them when they needed you. Yes, those times came to my life when my parents got very sick. I was not at their side to embrace and show how much I care for them. Firstly, in October 2007, my father got very sick. And the same month, he passed away. You know, 2 months later, the supposed birthday of my father, December 15 to be exact, my mother got admitted to the hospital and she passed away also in the same month. Those situations were very hard for me to accept. I feel I was the lowest person of my life. I have a lot of dreams for my parents. I want to travel with them around the world, to see different places, to show to them how successful I am in my chosen career. I want them to witness and be proud of my success. I want them to see my kids growing. But how? How can I do it now? They've already passed away. How can I show them and let them feel my success? Now I can already at least afford to treat them, to travel, even just to visit me here. It will never, never happen again. No matter how successful I may be, my dream for my mama and papa will forever just be a dream. Because time did not give me the chance to bring that reality to my parents. Friends, take more time with your loved ones, especially your parents who nurtured you to be the best person you are. Give them the best that you could give them. Offer everything that you can. Have time to travel with them. Share your success with them. Embrace them while they are still alive. Tell them that you're proud because you are their child. Make the most of your time with them. If you could do it now. Because that will forever be a mystery. None of us will know as to when they will be taken from us. Friends, it is my mama and papa who got the courage to stand in front of you or to speak in front of you right now at this very moment. Please bear with me as I honor my parents for bringing me in this world, for taking care of me since I was a small child. I would like to say thank you to them for teaching me how to write in others' heart and helping me to identify true persons whom I can trust. As we will be finishing the meeting tonight, let us not waste no time to embrace our loved ones. Make a call if they are not with you tonight and tell them how much you love them. For we'll never pass this time again. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ben Consolacion. And let me call our second speaker, who is so thankful for her successful life, the beautiful and loving wife of our first speaker. Please help me welcome to deliver her speech entitled, "This is Me." Please give her a big round of applause, Toastmaster Jasmine Consolacion.
Good evening, fellow Toastmaster or
Good evening.
Contest Master of the evening. According to Bill Gates, if you are born poor, it's not your fault. But if you die poor, it's your fault. Yes, my name is Maria Jasmine B. Consolacion. I'm 41 years old. I live in Davao City, and it is named as Durian Capital of the Philippines. You know what is durian? For us Davaoenos, it's really a good fruit and has a good smell. But I don't know in other area. Maybe it's the worst fruit. We are 6 in the family, and I'm the eldest of my siblings. I have 2 sisters and 1 brother. As an eldest, I should take responsibility in my house while my parents are not around. I am the strongest and very responsible among my siblings, and I need to take care of them. When I'm still young, we had a bakery business, and it was a very successful business in our area. But you know, as Filipinos, if someone has a good opportunity, someone will copy. So in our area, we have too much bakery. That's the time that our bakery goes down. We have 3 housemaid in our family, but my mother trained us to become a responsible and do some household chores. We had many family friends at that time. Too much friends surrounds us. But as years passed by, our bakery got bankrupt, and we had many obligations need to be paid off. My mother needs to work hard just for us to continue our studies. And my parents, they are always borrowing money in our neighbor. But you know, only not all of our friends help us. So I realized that you will only find your true friends in times of the hardship of life. Me and my sisters, we are bringing some snacks. See this one? In our school, just to sell in our classmates for our allowance, because our parents only provide us the tuition fee, and we need to help our parents for our daily expenses. My mother forced to leave us at a young age. I need to take care of my siblings. My mother went to Hong Kong to become a domestic helper just to provide us a good education. It's hard for me at a young age. I need to take care of my siblings and even my father, because my father, he cannot handle the situation. That's the time that he is always drinking alcohol, and you know, it's really hard for me as an eldest. My mother worked as a domestic helper in Hong Kong, and she can only send us tuition fee. That's why my mother and me and my sister work as a part-time to provide our allowance. It's really hard for us. It's really hard to work as a part-time. And in the morning, we are going to school, and in the afternoon, we are working until night. You know, one time, during our classes, I'm almost slept because, you know, at night, we are sleeping very late because we have already worked. I challenge myself to become a successful in the future. I need to help my siblings to become successful too. I work hard and I always put in my mind that I will become successful. Right now, one of my sisters is already a CPA and my brother is already an IT, and my sister continue her study for a nurse. I am still helping them because that is my dream, for us to become successful and for us to help our parents. Hopefully, next year my sister will finish her study. Actually, I get married at a young age. But you know, that's the end of my life. And it's good that I have my husband that is also responsible. Even if we married at a young age, we still finish our studies. My husband at that time is already in a third year college. But you know, now I cannot imagine that we have a successful work and we have a successful family. And now I have 6 children, 3 boys and 3 girls. Our daughter Andrea just finished her college. We are helping each other in terms of our finances and raise our children to become a better person. I cannot imagine what is happening in my life. I have a happy family and successful children. And even though my family also, they're thankful with me because I help my brothers and sisters to become successful too. According to Candice Cameron, the memories we are with our family is everything. Back to you, Contest Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jasmine Consolacion. Mr. Timer, Toastmaster Danilo Abenes, can we have your report, please?
Our prepared speakers, Toastmaster Jasmine Consolacion within the time frame. Only Toastmaster Jasmine Consolacion.
An additional announcement, you on the table topics, or our award master is Toastmaster Wesley Rait. Toastmaster Wesley Rait, before we proceed, can you please explain your role as award master?
I'm sorry?
Yes,
Medyo-
please
Hindi ko po
explain
marinig.
your role as award master.
Okay. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So for tonight, I will be the award master and I will be collecting all your votes as we finish, or once the speakers are going to be done with their speeches or with their words. So later on, I'll be communicating with our with TM Gina, and I'll be gathering the records. Thank you.
Yes, they may cast their vote by sending on the chat privately to you.
Okay. Thank you, TM Gina.
Thank you, Toastmaster Wesley Rait, for accepting the role without any hesitation. And now we will be proceeding to the most awaited and most challenging segment of the meeting. That is the table topics segment. Our table topics master is so thankful for the life. As he said, life is the most precious gift that anyone can have. And he is so thankful for everything that life offers. Please help me welcome our table topics master, one of the champions as well. Please give him a big round of applause. Toastmaster Angelito Nacion.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Gina. Now, before I begin, let me check if I'm audible to everyone.
Yes.
Yes.
So let's go with the second segment of this educational session here in Toastmasters, and we call it the table topics session. For beginners or first timers, they say this is the nerve-wracking, but for ebullient old-timers, or shall I say seasoned Toastmasters, this has always been the most anticipated portion of Toastmasters. Now, for the benefits of the guests, we have guests here like Michael Melo. I saw one guest also, TM Arthur Basbas. Is he a new member of KaMFi?
He is actually from Bahrain here.
I see. Okay, so we have a lot of guests now. Now, for the benefits of the guests, let me repeat and explain the objective of those table topics segment. Table topic segment is an impromptu speech which helps members to think on their feet and speak on a given subject for between 1 and 2 minutes. So for today's session, I have collected lines and quotes and poems about Thanksgiving, which is our theme. So all you have to do is to continue the poem, not necessarily with the rhyme, but you can give your own thoughts or your insights. Or if it's a quote, you can elaborate, interpret, or give your insights. So when you're ready, let's begin. Where is it? We have experience. Wait a minute. Let me share my screen. Where is it now? F5. Okay. Let's have the first participant. I would like to call the first participant for the table topic session. Wait a minute. Sorry for that. F5. Yeah, are you seeing it? My screen?
No.
No, you're still not seeing my screen. Sorry.
We're not seeing anything.
There is none.
Okay, sorry for that.
We only see you.
Share the screen.
I'm gonna share my screen now. So you're seeing my screen now?
No.
Still not. Wait a minute. Share. Sorry. Okay, for the last time. Share screen. Is it showing now?
No.
Nothing.
Oh my
No.
god.
Still you.
Only you.
Okay. This one, share. Now are you seeing
Okay.
it?
There you go. See, I'm
Now,
already
yes.
started sharing. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So you see the table topic session and TM Angelito.
Yes.
Okay, let's have the first participant. Okay, for this one, I would like to call DTM Glenn Sibag. It's a quote, it's a poem actually, and I got it from internet. Now, all you have to do is I will read the poem and continue the poem, okay? So it says here, for the hay and the corn and the wheat that is reaped, for the labor well done and the barns that are heaped, for the sun and the dew and the sweet honeycomb, for rose and the song and the harvest brought home thanksgiving, thanksgiving. DTM Glenn Sibag. DTM Glenn Sibag, are you there?
Okay. Once again, thank you very much, Toastmaster Angelito Nacion, our table topic master. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Good evening.
In a saying, it says here that all the labors that we have, all the things that we receive, gives an outcome that give favors to everyone, like the hay and the corn, the labor that will done, and the barns that are heaped, the sun and the dew and the sweet honeycomb, the rose and the song and the harvest brought home. For me, with all the hardships that we have through in our lives, we have been, these are all instruments for us to be more successful in everything that we do, to reap what we have planted, to receive or to get the honeycomb, which is a very successful way of giving thanksgiving to what we have right now. I believe that all these things that comes from above and all these things that we have gathered through our lives, it brought us success. It brought us way of giving our thanksgiving, and of course, the way how these things had been done with the effort and with the benefit of all the things that we do in our lives. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, DTM Glenn Sibag, for that very good insights about this poem. Now, I want to call the second participant, no other than DTM Tess Villanueva. DTM Tess, your question is, as I get older, as I grow wings and fly away, I see what it takes to be a mom and save the day. DTM Tess.
Thank you, Toastmaster Angelito. To be a mom and save the day that one day I will be a grandmother too. Yes, it is very fulfilling, fellow Toastmasters and ebullient guests, to be a mom. They said that a true meaning of being a woman is when you become a mother. Having been a mother of 4 boys, and of course, including distinguished Toastmaster Joey, I am blessed that I became the queen among the princes and 1 king. Yes, it is true that as we get older, there are experiences that came along the way that makes you a better mother, a better parent, and a better best friend to your children. I was lucky enough, as I have said during my icebreaker last meeting, that we have been given by God 4 wonderful boys, wherein I have one as now who is a full-fledged doctor, my second one as a supervisor in an international bank, my third one getting the law at the Ateneo de Manila University, and my fourth one getting a psychology in CEU Makati. And I think these are one of those achievements of my children were the result of the values that we as parents are imparting to them. I always believe that in everyday prayer that I have, for as long as that my children are okay, even though we don't have enough, then we are privileged and we are grateful to God for all of the blessings. To be a mom and save the day, and then one day to be a God, one of the last thing that I want to do in this earth. Back to you, Toastmaster Angelito.
Thank you very much, Estudiantes. Now I'd like to call another participant from Bahrain. Let's have one of our guests, Toastmaster Wisty Wright. Here is your question. Your question is, you are a very special teacher. I wanted you to know. You continue the poem. You are a very special teacher. I wanted you to know.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
What does it take to be a better teacher? I think I would ask myself, what does it take to become a better person? In my 5 years of teaching experience, I strongly believe that I have encountered a lot of trials, a lot of obstacles, not only as a teacher, but also as an individual. And I should say that with all these trials and obstacles, it made me a better person. Why? Because I want the world to know that I'm not just a teacher. I'm also a brother, and I can also be a father for my kids and my students. These trials and obstacles will give me some strength in order for me to become a good influence and for me to show what I can do. And with all those things, I just wanted you to know that this person in front of you is not just a teacher, but also a fantastic person who could change life in the future. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Weasley Wright. Next participant is no other than the president of KaMFi, DTM, Joey Villanueva. Sir, the question is, at the dinner table, all circled around, our grandma and grandpa, mama and dad, all of us children are ready to eat a Thanksgiving feast like we never had. DTM, Joey Villanueva.
And as we pray to God, thank you very much for this Thanksgiving, for we believe that what we owe is all to God, and to Him we are going to praise and give it back. And to our fellow Toastmasters, this is always be our prayer. Our prayer that we will always be thankful of what we have. And when I ran for Toastmasters International District Governor a few years ago, I have my motto, 2GF. And that means give gratitude first. Why we have to give gratitude? Because we believe that as we give thanks and give back all to Lord what we have, then God is all giving us the provision, is going to bring back more what we have. So I believe that in order to get more in life, we have to give. It is by giving and giving thanksgiving, not only back to God, but to everybody, that we will not only be fulfilled, will not only be rich, we will also be happy and evolent as ever, because I believe that it is only the thanksgiving that will open not only the windows, but the door of opportunity and grace from God. Good evening to all, and I'm thankful to everybody. Good evening.
Thank you very much, DTM Joey Villanueva. Let's have another one. This next question is for Toastmaster Johanna de la Peña. It says here, whenever you are confronted with an opponent, conquer him with love. Toastmaster Johanna de la Peña, the table is yours. Toastmaster Johanna de la Peña, are you there?
Yung charger ko.
Confronted with an opponent, conquer him with love.
Toastmaster Johanna, are you there? If you're not yet ready, then I guess we can have the next one first, and then we'll go back to your question. Is that okay? Okay, let's have another participant. The next person who will answer this is no other than our mentor from the Philippines, Distinguished Toastmaster Ramses Dungog. It says here, "Thank you, boss. You're a fabulous mentor who understands correctly what his employees need and when." Distinguished Toastmaster Ramses.
Extension.
Okay. So, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening.
Good evening.
I guess
Good evening.
The question is all about two important words there, the boss and the mentor. Sometimes we can say that there's a difference between the two. When you say it's a boss, someone you look up to and always give you something to do. And sometimes boss are very aggressive. With it respects to mentorship, I would say being a Toastmasters, it gives me a great privilege to know more what is mentorship all about. So I'm very thankful that with Toastmasters, it gives me a different outlook and different viewpoint what should be a mentor all about. And I guess for tonight, I could say this is a living testament that I see my mentors in Toastmaster. I see Distinguished Toastmaster Glenn, who've been helping me since 8 years ago. I have Toastmaster Tess, Distinguished Toastmaster Joey. At the same time, I was able to share this one with our new Toastmasters. I see Toastmaster Sherwin right now, who excel both in communication, who becomes a champion in Saudi Arabia. At the same time, he also right now as a leader in Oman. So in this way, we can say that yes, sometimes the boss is very aggressive, but if a boss knows how Toastmasters way, which is we introduce mentorship, I think you become a good leader at the same time as a good communicator. And in this way, this is the living testament that being a leader is not usually be a boss. You have to be a servant leader, as what Toastmaster Tess had told me, because it makes you a better person, a better individual that you will share forever in your life. And back to our Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Angelito Nashon.
Okay, may I ask the timer if we still have time? I guess we have a lot of time. We have plenty of time. So let's go with the next participant, of course. I will not miss one of the champions in Jeddah Toastmasters. Let's have Toastmaster Sherwin Oman. It says here, "Dear enemies, thank you." Dear enemies, thank you. Toastmaster Sherwin Oman.
Thank you, Toastmaster Angelito. Can you hear me? Wait.
Yes.
Oh, okay, great.
Loud and clear.
Dear enemies, thank you. Well, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I believe that we all have our friends as well as enemies. And friends are always there to support us, but enemies are there to make us stronger. I remember coming here in Oman in 2017 and I met a group of Filipinos who had a very ebullient characters. They can bring the house down with laughter and noise every time we pass by. And it's a strong group of people that seeks attention. And sometimes I had the challenge of how to be in, how to fit in, because I could be noisy sometimes, but most of the time, I'm the quiet type of person. Now, through these people, I kind of experienced some sort of pressure to join the group. And when I decided not to join the group, they started looking at me as enemies. Now, I was actually busy thinking, how do I overcome this challenge, being new, being the person who is the apple of their eye, because I'm the new guy who just came in the community. So I was under the scrutiny. I decided the best way to attack an enemy is not through face-to-face battle. The best way to attack an enemy is to choose your battle and decide to step away from it. Basically the same thing that we're doing right now on, combating COVID-19. People might underestimate the power of stepping backwards, but at this moment, no matter how difficult it is for all of us, the only thing to do is to step away from it. The same thing with facing your enemy. You step away because stepping forward is not going to make it any better. Back to you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thank you very much, TM Sherwin Oman. Okay, next question is for TM Arthur Basbas from Bahrain. Your question, sir, is he still here? Toastmaster?
Yeah.
Yep. Your
Yeah,
question
with us.
is,
Yes. Go ahead.
you listen when I have a problem. You catch me when I'm about to fall. Toastmaster Arthur Basbas.
We have a problem. That's me.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Okay, the question is about you listen to me, I have a problem, you catch me when I am about to fall. I think the poem is about describing a friend. This manuscript is very relevant nowadays. I would like to share that every moment in our life, especially OFWs, the only people we can relate with or we can lean on are the friends, because it's very usual outside of the country we have only friends we can lean on. So we need to bring up a good camaraderie with our friends abroad, because these are the people we can lean on in times of need, and we consider them as our family and a closest person or people we can lean on. And we need to treasure them, think that we can help them or how we can help us. And I know that time comes, friends come and go, because we don't usually stay longer in every place we are. So the only thing we can connect with them are the memories. And back to you, Table Topics Master. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Arthur Basbas. It's still 8:50 in the evening. I think it's maaga pa. It's still very early, so I should go forward. Next question will be given to Toastmaster Cheryl Mortelia. Toastmaster Cheryl Mortelia, she's still around? Toastmaster Cheryl Mortelia. Hello? Toastmaster Cheryl Mortelia. She's not around.
Michael Melo is available.
Okay. So let me go forward, skip this question for a while. So when Toastmaster Cheryl Mortelia will be here, then we will go back. Okay. Next question will be given to Toastmaster Alimuddin Kamama. Toastmaster Alimuddin Kamama, are you there? Also not around, so let's skip this question for a while. Next question will be given to Toastmaster Danilo Abenes. Toastmaster Danilo?
Yes.
Yes, your question is, it says here, thanks for being born at generation. And then at the lower portion of the question, there are different generations there. So you choose your own generation and explain why you're being grateful for being born at that generation, sir.
Baby boomer, 1944 to 1964. Yes, I'm very grateful on this generation because this is what we call the after the World War II. And I was not around when there is a World War II. Like this, we see on this time of difficulties, crisis, pandemic. So I refer also on the World War II because in the World War II, as our parents, our grandparents, like a pandemic, they just run away, they just take cover on their enemies. But here, this in the World War II, they saw the enemies, they saw their rifles, they saw their cannon. But here in World War III, as I said, there is a pandemic, there is a COVID, there is a that we cannot see the enemy. It's just adapt. I'll be back to my baby boomer. I'm very grateful because in baby boomer, I will say that we are all raised in a very strong family ties. There is no internet, there is no what we call communication, but only through this what we call this before there's no telephone, there's no email, there's no this internet, but the bonding between our friends, our relatives is more than enough. And I believe that I'm very successful and I'm very thankful that I was born in a baby boomer period. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Danilo Abenes. Okay, let's have our last but not the least participant, Toastmaster Michael Mello. Toastmaster Michael Mello, are you around?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, your question is, life is full of give and take. Life is full of give and take. Toastmaster Michael Mello.
Good evening, good evening, Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Life is full of give and take. This is true to everyone. It talks about sacrifices. It talks about what you can give in order to be able to fulfill what your heart is. It's about giving and taking. So it's like sacrifice. I was talking about sacrifice, the sacrifice of a mother to a child, a father to his family. So although the mother does not want to take anything from her sacrifices to the family, it is just an unwritten rule that the children should be able to give back something to the mother. The same way with the father takes good care of the family, and that means he's giving his all to the family. And in turn, he would like respect from the family. to be given back to him. And there is still a lot of give and take relationships around us, like the responsibilities or the what the nurses and what our heroes are giving today. What they want to take from us is we should stay at home, because that will prevent the spread of this coronavirus. And good evening to the ebullient Toastmasters. Back to you, Evangelito.
Thank you very much, sir, Michael Mello, for that very nice answer. Okay, then, for those participants whom I have skipped, do you have, I'm giving you the chance to go back to the question and answer them if they are still around. Like Toastmaster, I guess this is Toastmaster Johanna de la Peña. Toastmaster Johanna de la Peña, would you like to answer your question?
Master Angelito. Wait lang.
Yes.
Okay, the question is, wherever you are confronted with an opponent, conquer him with love. Dinig mo po? Hello?
Yes po, yes po. You are audible po.
Okay. So it's me, this for me, it's let this love be expressed to the people or to your family, but it's also your opponents. Even there is discriminating on you and or abusing the power, or this is the what you call this one, the how do you express your love to your family, to your friends, and also to your activities or to your work? How do you? That's all.
Thank you very much.
I don't know how to express my to love. Yeah,
You answered very well. Yes. Thank you very much. What about the other participant, Toastmaster Alimudin? Would you like to answer your question? It's about technology.
Thanks, technology.
Yes.
Toastmaster Alimudin, would you like to answer your question?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so your question is all about technology. How can you express your being grateful to technology? How can you express yourself being grateful to technology?
Thank you, TM Angelito. As a new generations, we are proud that there is a technology that we can say this is a good manipulation for the every one of us, especially to the students, because when you say about technology, it affects everything that we had in our community. For instance, like the knowledge on computer. Before, as a 1970s people or 1980s, I don't know, I'm not sure yet, they don't have this computer technology. But for this generation, as we observe today, the children's, they have a full of knowledge when you talk about the technology. When you give your children's or the children's around you, they are much knowledgeable about the technology. Like for instance, the mobiles. When we observe the children's for today, you give them a mobile, then they know on how to operate this one, even you don't teach them. So that is the what we can say, thanks for that technology, because children as of today, they knows very ebullient on how to use this technology for them to be to increase their knowledge. For instance, for the online teaching, and for nowadays also Google is already there. So the children, they can research their projects or whatsoever by technology, which is this Google. So back to you, TM Angeleto.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Alimudin. And last speaker, if she wants to answer back the question, I think this is Toastmaster Cheryl. Toastmaster Cheryl Mortelia, are you around? If she's not around, then this is the end of our table topic session. But before we end, let me just give an advice. I will repeat the advice of our Toastmasters. Give thanks continuously and include all things in our gratitude. And back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master, Toastmaster Angelito Nacion, for a very thought-provoking questions. And may we call our timer, Toastmaster Danny Abenes, for your report, please.
Yes, we have, lucky we have 12 table topic speakers, and they are all within the time frame. Congratulations to all table topic speakers. You are all within the time frame. Your feelings, your emotions, your comments, and answer to the question. So I will name them one by one. If you feel that their comments, emotions, and convictions are they are the best, so you have to vote for them. Number one speaker, DTM Glenn Sibag. Number two, speaker, DTM Tess Villanueva. Number three speaker, table topic speaker, Toastmaster Wesley Wright. Number four, DTM Joey Villanueva. Number five, Toastmaster Joanna de la Peña. Number six, DTM Ramses Lumuk. Number seven, Toastmaster Sherwin Oman. Number eight, Toastmaster Arthur Basbas. And number nine, Alibudin Kamama. Number 10, Toastmaster Danny Abenes. Number 11, Toastmaster Michael Melo. And twice Toastmaster Alibudin Kamama, number 12. That's all our table topic speakers. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Mr. Timer, Toastmaster Danila Abenes. You may now cast your vote by sending your votes to our award master, Toastmaster Wesley Wright. Send them privately. And before I call our general evaluator, I would like to share that did you know that giving thanks or developing an attitude of gratitude can shield you from negativity? It could make you at least 25% happier. Gratitude revives or rewires your brain. It eliminates stress, and gratitude heals. Gratitude improves sleep. It boosts self-esteem and performance. It enhances the law of attraction, and it improves relationship. As John F. Kennedy once said, we must find time to stop and thank the people who make a difference in our lives. And with the present situation that we are having globally, the pandemic, this is our time to exercise or develop our attitude of gratitude by saying a prayer and offering a prayer to all our frontliners, to to all the less recognized farmers and unsung heroes, the garbage collectors, the medical people, the researchers, the government officials from the highest to the lowest ranks in the government, and to all the volunteers who are willing to risk their lives just to save a soul. And with this, I would like to
Cool.
Can you hear me? I would like to end it by a quote from Zig Ziglar: gratitude or giving thanks is the healthiest of all human emotions. The more you express your gratitude for what you have, the more likely you will have even more to express gratitude for. So, with this, I am so thankful, and I'm expressing and giving my thanks to all the ebullient participants of this meeting. And let me give you our general evaluator, our ebullient distinguished Toastmaster, Teresa Villanueva.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ebullient Gina Casino Hill. And now let us welcome to the third segment of our educational program. And to start with, let us welcome our first evaluator to evaluate our first speaker, Toastmaster Benifer Consolacion, in his speech entitled Time. Let us welcome his evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Ramses Dungog. Toastmaster Ramses.
Okay. Fellow Toastmasters and our guests around the Middle East, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
You can hear me, Madam? Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
So, good evening, fellow Toastmaster. Madam, is okay now?
Yeah, good
Yeah,
evening.
yes. So, for tonight, we have our first speaker, Toastmaster Ben Consolacion, in his first or icebreaker project for the new or for the pathways, entitled Time. Now, it reminded me of the speech of our President Duterte last night, that he asked when will the NCOV will end, and he said only time can tell. But the good thing about the NCOV right now, each one of us have time together, a time for our family, a time with our friends, which that's the good topic about our speaker for tonight. So let's give a warm applause to our speaker, Toastmaster Ben, for a very nice and ebullient message for tonight about time. Now, for tonight, I will use the acronym TIME for our speaker. First, let's have for the T, which I would say it refers to timing. Toastmaster Ben, this is a perfect timing, especially right now you're competing for the division, for the district level. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, yes. And most of the speech right now are using the using the video conferencing or using the same platform. So this is the perfect timing for you to practice on this matter, especially when you do the competition for the district level. Now, I would give you what are the improvements I see using this platform, which is we are using the Zoom or using the online speeches. First is your expression on the video. It seems like you don't have the eye contact. Your eyes is looking above the ceiling or something. So I would suggest that you have to look at your environment. So do for the improvement, and M for your mannerism. You have a certain mannerism because you bring a pen with you or a pencil with you that are so irritating to the eye. So be careful on that one. So next time is for the environment, double do your presentation, especially when you compete. I would suggest that you have to use a microphone. I guess you're using a laptop, which the camera, cell phone, put that one on the wall that is eye level that you can properly stand up. So in this way, you can able to use your timing or your positions properly. Overall, you have a good speech. Just make use of this one for your competition in the next level. Thank you, and back to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Tess.
Thank you.
Thank you, ebullient distinguished Toastmaster Ramses Dungog. Now, our first evaluator reminded our first speaker to practice as he is about to compete in the district level. Let us find out what will then be the recommendation of our second evaluator when he evaluates our second speaker, Toastmaster Jasmine Consolacion, in her speech entitled, "This is Me." Her second evaluator, let us welcome distinguished Toastmaster Glenn Sibag.
Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator, and good evening once again, fellow Toastmasters. Toastmaster Jasmine Consolacion, this is me. Yes, it is you. And we know that the entire speech that you have delivered really explains what you are before, after, and at the present. And with that, let's give her a big warm of applause. Toastmaster Jasmine, you started your speech with a saying. Though I was not able really to hear exactly what was the saying because the sound seems to be very low, but I believe that the saying which you have mentioned pertains also to your personality. You have a very fluent English, and I can see that you are confident in the delivery of your speech. And of course, we have learned that what is your personality when you started your life until the time when you are married and when you have your kids and your kids were very successful in their career at the moment. For some improvements, definitely for all our speakers, as even if we are matured Toastmasters or new Toastmasters, there are some things that needs to be improved. May I suggest that in your delivery of your speech, I have noticed that though it's not really visible in the video, I have noticed that you have been constantly moving your hands. You know, I can see some movements of your hands, though it's not really very visible, but I believe you should eliminate such thing and move your hands only when necessary. The other thing is your facial expression. Your facial expression is very normal. It doesn't shows excitement, or it doesn't shows if you are sad or you're happy. So you have to show your facial expressions, not just a very normal facial expression. And also, it's very obvious that you are reading your speech. I can notice that you have been looking at the script, maybe in your front, and which enables you not to have an eye-to-eye contact with the audience. But of course, overall, you have a very good delivery of your speech. And I believe that if you would be able to improve your delivery and with the suggestions I have given, you can be a very good and a successful speaker in the near future. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Mr. Evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Glenn. Yes, for our speaker, let us try to improve our online presentation, our gesture as far as the use of hands are concerned, and the facial expression, which forms part of the whole delivery. Now, to continue, may I call upon our accountant to give us her accountant report, Toastmaster Johanna de la Peña.
Thank you, Madam
Toastmaster Johanna.
Toastmaster. Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Okay. Fellow Toastmaster friends and guests, here is my counter report. Toastmaster Gina, 2. Toastmaster Ali, 6. Toastmaster Yasmin, 3. Toastmaster Wesley, 1. And Toastmaster Danny, 4. Toastmaster Arthur, 2. Toastmaster Jane, use repeated words show. And I observed Toastmaster Ali use a lot of That's all my report. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Who is then our Tarzan of the night, Toastmaster Johanna?
Toastmaster Ali.
Okay, congratulations,
Toastmaster
Toastmaster Ali.
Ali.
But the number of us are lessening every meeting. Now, to give his report on how we use our word for tonight and how do we pair as far as the use of grammar is concerned, let us call once again Toastmaster Alimudin Kamama.
Thank you, DTM Tess. As a grammarian, this is only the things that I can comment on the language just being used. The misuses of English language is some of us mention unmute your mic. This is correct, but for respect, we better say, can you please mute your mic? And the second one is, I will raise the color. I'm not saying this is incorrect, but more better to say, I will show up on screen the color. Some of us also mentioned she instead of he for the specific person. The people who uses the word of the night ebullient, DTM test used ebullient 3 times. DTM Ramses used ebullient 1 time. TM Sherwin uses ebullient 1 time. Truly Yours uses 1 time for ebullient. TM Gina uses ebullient 1 time. For the outstanding uses languages, we have to turn our focus on positive things, positive gratitude. And we have also outstanding uses, which is the Illuminati, which is the secret organization. And the Dorian, which is a very smell food. And we have also a part-time worker. And for the Toastmasters, no, that's all. Back to you, DTM Tess Villanueva.
Thank you to our ebullient Toastmaster, Ali Kamama. Before I proceed with my report, may I call once again our timer to give us the timer's report for our evaluators, Toastmaster Danilo Abenes.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster Dan DTM Tess Villanueva. We have 2 evaluators in the presence of DTM Ramses Dongog and DTM Glenn Sibag. They are qualified for the best evaluator because within their time frame. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster Tess.
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Timer. You may now cast your vote. You can send your vote privately to Toastmaster Wesley so he can count the votes. And before before and after my report, we will then announce who are the best among the best. Now, for my general evaluation report, I would like to congratulate each and every one of you for participation, especially for our guests coming from different parts of the world. We have to thank Toastmaster Michael Melo, Toastmaster Arthur Basbas, Toastmaster Cheryl Mortela, Distinguished Toastmaster Ramses Dungog, Toastmaster Sherwin Oman, Toastmaster Wesley Wright. Thank you very much for coming over. I don't know what time is it now in your respective country, but we are very glad to see you once again, the champions of the Western region, Toastmasters District 79 before, and now District 104. Now I would also like to give thanks to all of our role players, especially for those impromptu role players, this Toastmaster Danny Abenes for taking the role of a timer, Toastmaster Wesley Wright for taking the role of a award master, and of course, by sharing his experience in Oman, Toastmaster Sherwin Oman. I know you were caught in the act, you were caught by surprise when Toastmaster Gina asked you to be the joke master. But thank you for sharing your experience of having Toastmasters in Oman. We really appreciate your experience. And also, I would like to thank our prepared speakers, the tandem, the husband and wife, Toastmaster Ben Consolacion and Toastmaster Jasmine Consolacion. We found out that it's really unlike sign repel, right? The eldest and the youngest met at each other at the very young age and prove to the world that they can do it better what they have been before. I also would like to commend our evaluators for using the sandwich approach, Distinguished Toastmaster Ramses and Distinguished Toastmaster Glenn Sibag. The sandwich approach that we are always asking every evaluator to use in every Toastmasters meeting, wherein we have to have the commend, recommend, and commend. I also would like to thank our table topics master for being so creative. Though I am not a poet per se, but I was able to appreciate the poems that he has shared with us and let us express our opinion on those poems. Now, I also would like to congratulate the coronavirus at the moment, though it could have been a negative impact to all of us. But see, there are a lot of realization that we can say that we are able to appreciate in the coronavirus. One is like this, the online meeting, wherein we have been able to meet our old friends, our Toastmasters everywhere. And then we have become closer to our family because we are locked down. But sorry for others who have been here alone, but I know that every day you keep on contacting your families in the Philippines. And for my recommendation as your general evaluator, we still have to practice more on the technicalities, especially in the use of Zoom. We have started 7:33, even though we told last week that we have to start at 7 o'clock and we have to log in 10 minutes before that. I hope we could be able to at least follow the time that we have told from last week. And now I also would like to recommend, if you may, that for every introduction, I do appreciate if we can make it short. Remember that if we are going to go back to Toastmasters etiquette protocol, there are recommended number of sentences that we have to use when we introduce or even when we do a table topics question. Now, I also would like to recommend that we follow the online protocol meeting set by the Toastmasters International. I believe it was mentioned by our club president on the first online meeting that we have, but Mr. President, probably you could again remind us before we close this meeting. Other than that, I would like really, and I appreciated having seen all of you, especially Toastmaster Sherwin, Toastmaster Michael. I want to see you on video. Toastmaster Wesley, Toastmaster Cheryl from Riyadh. Thank you for joining us. And who else? Mr. Arthur, are you a Toastmaster member already? Hopefully.
Yes, I am, ma'am.
Thank you very much for
Bahrain,
coming. Wow, thank you very much.
Teachers Association.
Yeah, thank you very much, Toastmaster Arthur, for joining us. It was
You're
a pleasure
welcome.
seeing you, even though
Thank
it
you,
is
ma'am.
an online meeting. And thank you, Toastmaster Sherwin, for inviting him, our area director now in Oman. With that, I will call back again our Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Gina. Toastmaster Gina to call our vote counter
Thank
and
you
our
very much,
president and VP.
Madam General Evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Maria Teresa Villanueva, for a very insightful, informative, and very helpful, invaluable evaluation, general evaluation. And before we call our award master, may we... Toastmaster Wesley, can you hear me? I would like you to report and announce the winners for all the categories. Please give him a big round of applause. Toastmaster, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
sir.
Okay, so where should I start? From best speaker or evaluator or table topics? Tiam Gina.
Up to you.
Table topics, evaluator, and then the preferred speaker.
Okay, so for our table topics, our best table topic speaker is, I don't know how to say this, but I think I won. This is not cheating, okay? I will screenshot the result.
Yes, yes, we trust you, Mr. Award Master.
Yeah, thank you so
Congratulations.
much. Okay, and for our best evaluator, we have DTM Ramses.
Yay.
For our best speaker, we have Toastmaster Jasmine.
Yay.
And that's all for my report. Back to you, Tiam Gina.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Wesley Riot. And before I call our president, I would like to conclude with the quotation from John F. Kennedy. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. Good evening, and back to you, Mr. President, Distinguished Toastmaster Joey Villanueva.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster Gina. Let us give a round of applause to our very energetic and always alive Toastmaster for tonight.
Yay!
Not only symbol of thanksgiving, but also the energy that derives from all of us here from KaMFi. Now, before I'm going to officially close this meeting, I don't know. Madam Toastmaster Cheryl is still online. So before we're going to say goodbye, I invite you to give your message for tonight and thank you for attending our meeting. Can you unmute yourself, Toastmaster Cheryl, and give us your impression of how our meeting with our Toastmasters from few countries of the world. Let us give a round of applause to Toastmaster Cheryl.
Yes.
Tito Joey, is that for me?
Yes, yes, that's
What
for
was
you.
the question, Tito? Sorry, because it's not so clear here because of my internet connection.
Okay, so we need you only to have your message and your impression of how the Toastmasters meeting on Zoom.
Oh, yeah. So far, but how the meeting goes was really uh, a good technology to adapt that we can have the meetings virtually. Yet, because of the like technical concerns, like there are how many times I was been out of the meeting because of the connections maybe of the internet. That is one of the challenge that needed to be addressed. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Cheryl from Riyadh. And again, as last word and impression from our guests, let us hear your last words before we're going to close. We can start with Toastmaster Arthur from Bahrain.
Once again, good evening, fellow Toastmasters.
Good evening.
I just want to extend my heartfelt gratitude for inviting me to join your online meeting. And despite of the issues concerning about COVID-19 in our country or anywhere in the world, good to know that we Toastmasters we still handle this meeting. I believe that it's innate in us that we can still handle meeting through online. This is the advantage of technology. And also, I would like to take this opportunity to invite you also to join our online meeting on Friday. I am the president of the Philippine Teachers Association in Bahrain, Toastmasters. We're having a meeting on Friday, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. If ever available that time, I will send the link through Toastmasters Weekly. And I'm very happy to see you in that meeting. So our group consists of teachers in Bahrain, Filipino teachers, and I'd love to see you also. Thank you very much and looking forward for your future meetings.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. And yes, when you are available, please send us the link so that we can also come and see you there in the meeting. And
Thank you.
last message before we close, Toastmaster Wesley.
Yes, DTM Joey
Toastmaster Wesley.
Villanueva. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me, especially to DTM Ramses. It's really nice to see all of you again. TM Glenn, TM Teresa, TM Gina, everyone, TM Ben. All of you, I missed all of you. But really, I am so happy because at this point, we're still, connected. And I'm looking forward to join again in this kind of meeting because it's really helpful. And also, I also invited TM Arthur so that we could have an idea on how we do this kind of meeting, especially like a virtual meeting. So thank you. Thank you for inviting us and for accommodating us. It's really nice to see you and we hope to see you again. Thank you and good
Thank you
evening.
very much, Toastmaster Wesley. And from Oman, let us hear again Toastmaster Sherwin, our area director.
Thank you, DTM Joey. Once again, I'm back. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. For one, it's kind of a very, very
Good
positive
evening.
energy because I miss the vibe of these people. Remember, you guys were the ones who invited me to join Toastmasters. I love to be around you guys. To be honest, I felt really disappointed the first time you had your online meeting, and I was like, I needed the link, and I did not get it. But I told Ramses, the next time you have a meeting, I'm gonna be there, and I'll make sure I'll attend it. I honestly miss you all guys, and I'm kind of hoping to have more meetings with you, DTM Glenn, DTM Teresa, DTM Joey, DTM Danilo, TM Ben, TM Maria Jasmine, everybody in this meeting. Thank you very much. I owe everything to you. All the really nice experience from Toastmasters, from all of you guys. And it's so nice to see everybody coming together. You know, like we all say that COVID-19 actually is like depriving us of the opportunity to really get to know people more. But I think it's the opposite. It's COVID-19 makes us all come together in a meeting like this and share experiences. And it makes it even more possible for people to come together, even if we are from different parts of the world. And I'm just glad that we are together right now. I can't wait for the next meeting. Back to you, DT and Joey.
Thank you very much, Mr. Director, and thank you very much for the opportunity to be with you. And of course, I don't know if Toastmaster Michael is still here. Yeah, Toastmaster Michael, can I have your words before we're going to close? Michael.
Michael Mello.
Yeah, Michael Mello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, Michael.
All right, it's been a while since I joined the Toastmasters meeting, and it just brought me back to where I started. And I'm just so happy to again meet you all. And you know, we Filipinos are like BDO, we find ways, and this is one way of reconnecting to one another. And of course, I would like to attend the next meeting if you would want me to be there. Okay. So keep safe, everyone.
Of course.
Keep safe,
Thank you.
everyone,
Thank
and
you,
have a good evening.
Yeah, we will. If we have all some other friends that wanted to come and join, then we can invite as much as
Yes.
100
Oh, that's
guests
nice.
to join the meeting. So no problem. We can accommodate everybody. Now, thank you very much for this opportunity to see you. And as we always say, we are all like waters in Toastmaster. We're not going to stay from where we are. We're going to find ways of how to keep flowing. And as we continue flowing, the thanksgiving and also the graces of the Lord and blessings will always be flowing to all of us. While it is very sad that we could not get out and personally meet you, then we have an opportunity of still trying to see and find out if everyone's safe, and we are still having news from all of you. And this is an opportunity to hear and also see you online. Well, I believe that we will get our next meeting after 2 weeks. Mr. Vice President Education, Distinguished Toastmaster Glenn, are we going to meet after 2 weeks, or do you want us to meet next Tuesday? Toastmaster Glenn is not here.
He's around.
Again, we say congratulations to all our
There, he's
winners.
back.
And my request to all the members of KaMFi, please plug into your pathways and give our badge of courage and our encouragement to our speakers, Toastmaster Ben and Toastmaster Jasmine. We have to make use of the pathways and let us use it so that we will be we can become expert using pathways. This is the only way for us to continue and also to encourage and give our sincerest thanks to our speakers who prepared and delivered their messages tonight. Toastmaster Glenn, when will be our next meeting? It will be next after 2 weeks, after 1 week.
If the members agree to have it next week, then that would be fine. If ever, then we can have it after 2 weeks. We will be using the Filipino. We will be Filipino language.
Okay, next week will be Filipino. We will use Tagalog and Filipino language. So
wow.
who will be the volunteered speaker?
I'm Sherwin.
Yeah, who wanted to deliver a
Master
speech in
Danny,
Filipino?
para matapos mo na po yung ACG mo. Toastmaster Danny, you can be the speaker para matapos mo na yung HCG mo.
Yeah, okay.
And it will be next week, huh? Next Tuesday.
Yes, okay.
Okay, we have already one speaker,
Toastmaster Angelito, magpa-trace ka na. Icebreaker number 1 para matapos mo na yung 4. Icebreaker lang naman. Kasi nabitin kami dun sa numero 4.
Ganun ba? Kailan po ang next meeting? Kasi busy ako ngayong week na to. Kasi may prepare ako for Friday.
Sa ano pa naman yun? Sa April 14.
Tuesday.
Icebreaker naman.
Next week pa naman,
Filipino.
April 14.
Sige po, pwede po ako sa icebreaker.
Yay!
Yes, and sino yung pang-tatlo?
Toastmaster Sherwin Oman. Wesley, yung mga magagaling dyan na speaker, gamitin na natin yung
Pero
ating
naman
practice.
natin Filipino language.
Filipino naman, di ba?
Filipino.
Chachu!
Sino? Sino ang magiging guest?
Sino pa ba?
Sino ang magiging guest speaker natin?
Oo, guest speaker.
Speaker speech muna po kasi we are busy working on the area contest. We're preparing for my area contest online. So, hindi muna po.
Sige.
Okay.
Oo. Mga evaluator na lang kayo. Evaluator.
Evaluators na lang po. Yes. Willing po
Yes, si Sherwin, Toastmaster Wesley.
Opo.
Evaluator.
Okay po, no problem po.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank
And
you.
one more evaluator.
One more speaker. Dalawa pa
One more
speaker natin.
speaker.
Either si Tito Ben o kaya si Tito Jasmine para mag-complete na nila yung kanilang second speech.
Sige, we'll check with them. We'll confirm if they could deliver.
Okay. And then we will just confirm and prepare our next agenda. For now, I say thank you very much for all your participation. We will see you next week. We're going to share to you our link. And if you have also some other meetings online, share us your link. And as soon as we will be available, we'll be very happy to meet you and join you in your meeting. For now, I say thank you very much and be safe, everybody, and good evening.
Keep
I
safe.
call this meeting.
Miss you.
Adjourned.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. We miss you.
God bless.
God bless po.
Bakit mamatay dito, Ron? Magbiblink